Hello, and welcome to the second edition of Just the Evidence. Today's Just the Evidence is going to be reviewing the evidence, and only the evidence, from Hampton Inn-Downtown Montgomery. So sit back, and I hope you enjoy some of the things that I might have found in the paranormal world at the Hampton Inn-Downtown Montgomery. The first piece of evidence that we're going to review is from the window and the window ledge of the fifth floor. As I was approaching this window, you can hear this audible sound. I did not notice it when I was there, and there's a couple of reasons I think this could be. But before I get into the explanation of what I think this sound is, please listen and comment what you think it is. Upon reviewing this evidence, when I first caught it, my instinct was it's either a car outside or someone snoring. And I shared it with Bradley, and he said it sounds a little bit like a growl. But where I was, it was perfectly quiet. You couldn't hear anything. And so that leaves me to think that that audio might have been a car from about a block away, someone revving up their sports car in the late night, and that's kind of what I'm left with, because I don't think it was someone snoring. It wasn't me, and the only logical explanation is it's a car from far off. The illogical explanation is the paranormal one, and that's that as I approached the windowsill, there was a growl. So this piece of evidence is from the basement of the hotel. So John escorted me down there to show me some paranormal areas in the laundry room. And I did an investigation there, but we'll talk about some stuff from there in a second. While we were down there, he also took me to the stairwell area. And I had my thermal on and I had audio going. The interesting thing about this stairwell area is it was very old. It's part of the original foundation of the building. And employees will often go up and down these stairs just on a dare to get scared or get creeped out. And I asked some questions, and at one point I said, "You should know who John is." And I was saying, part of the introduction, like, this is John, and he actually said his own name, but I made this comment, "You should know who John is." And there's like a huff, a puff, a breath, a whisper maybe. It's not mine, and it could be John, but I'm not too sure. It's kind of weird given the timing and the moment that we were in. So here's a listen at that, and tell us what you think. Is there anyone in the stairwell with us? My name is Scott.
John?
You should know John. John's here all the time. So on that evidence, I'm left to conclude it was either John or it was something paranormal. So while we were in this basement area, we did do a good 20-30 minute investigation of the laundry room. The stories say that sometimes laundry will be messed up, sometimes laundry will be done when there isn't an employee down there doing any of it. So the laundry will be neatly folded, or if laundry is folded, it will be unfolded. And these things just kind of happen on their own. So we went down there. I had the intention of doing an EVP session. It was very loud in there. I really didn't get any conclusive audio from inside of the laundry room. However, there was a moment we had where I was standing there with the thermal, and we were kind of talking to each other about the events of the room and things that are happening. And there was a moment where it looked like there were three of us standing next to each other instead of two. And what I learned was um, the thermal camera and my phone give off a decent heat signature. So when I'm holding my phone, like this, and it's reflecting back, it looks like there is a third person between myself and whoever or whatever's on the right side of me. So we figured that out pretty quickly, but here's a quick snippet of us coming to that realization.
Or is it walking with you?
I don't know. So, what I would say here is, you know what? That's me holding the camera.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah. So, let me try to, yep, look at that. I put the camera down, and I angle it up just a bit, and it's just the two of us.
It's just us.
So, all that was me holding the camera like that.
Again, we show these clips to show that we're not trying to make up evidence. We're not trying to lie or fabricate that a place is haunted when it's not. We're not trying to put forward fantastic explanations for common things. We're genuinely curious at this phenomena that people experience called the haunting. And so there's no reason to not share moments where, I'm over there scratching my beard a little bit, wondering what's going on. And lo and behold, there is a perfectly rational explanation for it. And it just took a few seconds of reflection and grounding yourself in logic to figure it out. The next piece of evidence is interesting. It's one that I'm left just completely baffled by. I explained it in the regular episode. I don't know how well I explained it, but I did. And it was when I was in the elevator. I did not have any cameras on me or any cameras rolling when this audio was taken. So it's just the audio. My phone, because I was using the thermal prior to getting on the elevator. So my phone was my camera. I put the phone in my pocket. I have the grip in one hand. And I had my audio recorder in my pocket, but when I put my phone in, I decided to get it out and just use it. So it was in my hand the whole time, kind of like this, just kind of resting in my hand. I get in the elevator, and just these weird scratchy moving, it still sounds like it's in my pocket. I don't know if that's a technical error. Maybe the audio recorder itself had something inside of it that was causing that. I don't know, but it was very bizarre. Here's the audio to that, and please let us know in the comments what you think, because I've attempted to get a very similar sound in other elevators to absolutely no avail. So please let us know what you think below. These next two clips are also from the laundry room and from that balcony area in the basement. And I wasn't so sure that there were actual noises out of place in these. However, upon listening to it and allowing Bradley to listen to it and allowing a few other people to listen to them for just outsider opinions, there was a consensus that someone might interpret some sounds that are out of place. And perhaps that might be the epitome of the paranormal investigation world, that you capture a sound that you can't quite explain, or you capture something that might be a sound that isn't, or that is a sound that shouldn't be. Um, so these very strange audio clips are the next pieces of evidence, and here they are. This final piece of evidence is from the second story banister from inside the lobby. So if you're standing in the lobby and you're facing the doors to leave the hotel, or you're behind the desk where the employees work, you will look up and see a banister. It's pretty awesome, actually. It's very historic looking. It makes the lobby have an ambiance to it. It's very elegant. And I go up there from the lobby, and I'm working on this banister. A few things I didn't have control over were the lighting, but I was told that the lights are always on, and when employees see the shadows on the banister, the lights are still on while it happens. So I'm thinking, okay, well, if I'm up there and I see a shadow, I can either debunk it or prove it, right? So, especially if it's the same conditions they're used to seeing. So, in these conditions that, as they always are, I go up there to do an EVP session. Another thing I did is I turned the IR on one of my cameras, and I put it up there to just kind of record the banister for about 35 minutes. I only aired a few minutes of the clips because there was only significance in a few minutes of the recording. And that significance is what you're about to watch. You can see an orb form on the screen and kind of curve down. There is one more thing I want to share. It's not really evidence, but it's a really good story. And I felt the need to end this episode on a story. And it's John's experience on the 5th floor. I asked him to tell the story into the audio recorder. Again, at this time, I did not have a camera running. I just had my audio out. It was right after we got off the elevator. And he was willing to share it. So this is his experience on the 5th floor.
So probably about a month ago, we had the hotel shut down. Pretty much all the lights were off on the floors, on every floor. Our managers decided to turn back on all the lights on the floors because we were going to start back up with opening up the hotel. Well, as I came down on the 5th floor, the lights were not on at all because I hadn't cut them on yet. But as I walked from the far exit stairwell to the elevator area, as I walked past this hallway, this whole area that I'm facing right now, there was nothing there. It was just like a void. No wall, no nothing.
This is kind of the end of the episode. I think that John's story is a very rich example of why people like me who don't necessarily believe in the paranormal want to go out and investigate. You meet people who are so sure of these experiences that you want to understand what is going on a fundamental level. I had no evidence of a void appearing. I had no evidence of shadows. As you saw all the evidence that was collected. And evidence might be a very generous term for the footage and the audio that was collected. So it does leave someone like me interested to go back with more time, more tools, and a better, I guess, set of experiences to guide myself in the investigation with. So Hampton Inn, downtown Montgomery, is definitely a place I would look forward going back to, and hopefully with Bradley, and we could team up and do the investigation together. That's it for the episode. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell, and please leave comments on what you think of the evidence and what you think of, the Hampton Inn downtown Montgomery.
Here's the door.